Claire. Welcome to Becoming a Better Builder, Episode 6. Welcome back to the channel. I hope that you've been enjoying this building series so far. We've started a few different projects that we're going to keep working on today. The very first thing I want to do is take advantage of that zombie spawner that we found in those old abandoned mine shafts over there in the second episode. So, I think we need to gather some resources. We don't need a whole lot, just some water, some basic stones and things like that. Some chests maybe, so we can take advantage of the XP and maybe eventually the drops. Zombies aren't known for having the most amazing drops ever, but we'll take advantage of them anyways. So this episode, what we want to do is we want to start off with the zombie spawner farm. And then I'm going to move on to finishing up some of the rest of this main base up there that we started clearing out in the mountain the other day. And finally, I want to start gathering some of the materials for my amazing centerpiece. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But before we do that, I have a confession to make. I've been doing some mining off camera here because there's only so many episodes you can watch of me walking around in the lush caves. And I managed to do a pretty good job. So this is what I've got. I've got myself all shinied up. I've got a full set of diamond tools, except for the hoe, of course. I got myself an enchanted bow and everything. It's only power 2, but eventually it'll be even better than that. That's why I want the spawner farm, is so I can start using my enchanter to its full effect. Because I'm not rolling very good enchantments on my armor yet, so I want to be able to enchant books or enchant armor as many times as I need to until I can get something good. But it feels good to be all diamonded out again. So, let me set my tools up here. Let me grab some materials, and I will see you over at the spawner. Here we are, back at our beautiful spawner. It's not so beautiful yet, but it will be. So, the first thing I need to do is take apart this cobblestone dungeon thing, because as much as it helps us identify the spawner, it doesn't really do much for the rest of it. I've already done a little bit of the groundwork here because I didn't know what was underneath the spawner. I remember there being a huge cave down there. So I went through here and I checked it out. I came through here. I lit this whole place up because it turns out the whole rest of the mine shaft goes down here. So the spawner actually comes down right here, which is pretty good for us because we can use all this open space over here and make a pretty good spawner, so that they'll spawn in there, float down this way with some water, drop down, and we can have a little place right here that we can whack them. So I think that's going to be our plan. So we need to start by clearing up the outside, the inside of the spawner, and making it a bit more suitable for what we need. While we're doing this, we're going to put a torch on there so that we don't accidentally turn on the spawner at any point. Alright, so we have finished constructing our spawner. I've followed a design I've seen Waddles build about 1,000,000 times, but then I've sort of modified it a little bit here because I like this waterfall down here. I would just want to test it out now and see if it works. I figured I'd bring you back in for that. So let's go ahead and get rid of some of these torches. Turn this thing on. Oh no. Needs a back wall over there to block the light. There we go. And stand here, kill these guys, collect their drops. It works perfectly. Just need to seal up that back wall. Well, that's problematic. I didn't think about that. I forgot the fact that you could get those tiny little baby ones here too. I definitely have to fix that. Yeah, so I changed that dark oak here to a small little stair platform here, so I can be a little bit lower. I can hit the zombies more quickly. Unfortunately, the spawn rate in this farm is not really ideal at the moment. I'm wondering if I'm going to have to do the very unpleasant job of going around some of the caves around here and sort of just lighting it all up so that we can get more spawns out of this thing. Because at the moment, it's not doing much for me here. One of the things that could be a problem is that, you see, this place is actually really close to my main base, connected via caves. But, so that's the staircase that goes all the way up to my mine. But unfortunately, look at all the mobs down there. There's a giant ravine full of mobs. So that could be what the issue is, honestly. I might just have to go down there and with a bunch of torches and see what I can do. So, with our zombie spawner farm done, the next thing we want to start working on is our mountain base. So let's head up there and see what we're going to do today. So last time, we managed to clear out most of this to give it its sort of pyramid shape, and I finished the rest of it down so that it's all even. I also put this brown glazed terracotta on the edges because I think it really makes it stand out a bit. So what I want to do is experiment with this floor a bit. I like the white calcite here. I've got a whole bunch of stacks of calcite ready to go, but I want to see what it would look like if I mixed in some smooth basalt to sort of give it some variation. I don't think I'll do a checkerboard pattern, but maybe I'll throw a few lines in there too to sort of make it pop a little bit. So let's get started and see what it ends up looking like. Alright, we finished the floor up in here. Just took me a few minutes to throw it down. I really like this design with the smooth basalt. I think it really kind of adds to the fancy vibe of the place. Now it just looks a little more lively, and especially here in the corners. I love that. It ends up being a pretty cool design, especially when you look at it from above. Walk up my makeshift staircase here. One day I'm going to find a proper way to enter and exit this hall, but until then, we got this strange staircase. But yeah, from above, this place looks really, really cool with the floor there. It looks like a fancy marble of some kind, and I really like that. gives this whole place a more elegant and kind of grand feel, which I really, really love. Oop, there's a few more pieces of terracotta I need to fill in there. So, the next thing I wanted to get started on, I'm not gonna build a whole lot more here, but I want us to kind of go an adventure. But in order to do that, I need to sort of tell you what my plan is for this middle here, or else I'm pretty sure that I'm going to give it away the second I start collecting materials anyway. So this spot here, all is going to be a floor-to-ceiling aquarium. All the way from the floor here up until the roof, we're going to make one giant aquarium full of tropical fish of all different colors, shapes, sizes, and absolutely no pufferfish. It's going to be a lot of fun to build, but it's going to take a lot of materials. So first, what I really need to do is get something with silk touch on it. So I need to go enchant a little bit and see if I can get silk touch tools so I can collect some corals and all sorts of different things. It's going to need a base of sand, it's going to need some kelp, it's going to need all sorts of corals of different colors with the little coral fan thingies, and tubes, and it's going to go all the way from there to there. So we're also going to need tons and tons of glass to make this work out. And I think all together with the floor design, with the terracotta walls and everything like that, different colors, with this fish tank being a super colorful middle piece, it's going to work out really, really cool together. Let's go and collect some fish tank pieces. Disaster! Oh, I hate creepers. Oh man. There we go. Disaster averted. So let me head down to my zombie spawner, now that I've got it set up. And I can get a little XP. It might be a little slow, but we'll get something. We'll go enchant some tools. See if we can get silk touch. I think it's safe to say I figured out the problem. It turns out this platform that I built originally wasn't close enough to the spawner to keep it active. So now what I've done is just kind of cut a temporary hole in the side. I'll make it better looking I'll make it match the aesthetic pretty soon. But at least now I've got a good killing spot. So they're being pushed that way while I just kill them from right here. And then I'll put some collections at the end of the water there so that we can still get everything we were going to get from it. Unfortunately, if I stand on this side, the zombies do not spawn, so that's where my issue is. It had nothing to do with the caves, actually. So, as much as it's nice that we've lit up some of the caves, that actually doesn't help us at all. That wasn't the issue. Let's get these levels. That was very satisfying. I need to get myself a special zombie killing sword with sweeping edge, so that I can take them out even easier. Mine right now, it has looting 3 and sharpness 4, so it's pretty powerful, but I think it would be better with the sweeping edge, so when I get a big collection of them like there, wham, bam, boody, bam, I could just heading up the mountain, going to enchant. Need a better staircase up to my enchanter. Doobie 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 boo. What? Fortune. Okay. Let's do that. It's only fortune 2, but hey, it's better than anything else I was showing up there. So let's see what we got. Now let's try again with the pickaxes. Unbreaking, fortune. Thank you, but no. Unbreaking, fortune. Fortune on a shovel. Why would I even want that? Unbreaking, fortune. Okay. So I guess the tools all roll the same things. Let's see what we got. Oh, Depth Strider 3, Feather Falling 3. Ooh. Depth Strider 3 is the best Depth Strider, though, so let me get that. Depth Strider, Unbreaking, and Fire Protection. Wow. Those are some pretty good boots. We still got one more chance at the Silk Touch, though, so let's see what we can do. Efficiency 4, Iron Pickaxe, no thanks. Protection 4 is pretty good, though. I guess we'll go with the Protection 4 on this. We finally got silk touch on an iron hoe, but there's a few things I got on some books that I wanted to use, just so we'll have them on our things. So let's put this. It's only Fortune 2, but hey, honestly, it's so much better than not having Fortune at all. And we've also got two Power 4 books that I think we can add together to make a Power 5. It's got loyalty on it, which really isn't helpful to me because I don't have a trident. But let's rename this Shooty. That's a much better bow than that one. Get out of here, Power 2. So we also have Feather Falling and Aqua Affinity. Since we're going underwater to collect some corals and stuff, probably Aqua Affinity is going to have to take priority there. Let's see if we've got enough for the Feather Falling. Oh, we do! Just enough. So now we've got Depth Strider 3, Feather Falling 3, Fire Protection, which isn't amazing, but it's something. Unbreaking, and then we've got Protection 3, or Protection 4, and Aqua Affinity here. We've got our Silk Touch Hoe. We should be ready to go. And it only took us about 60 enchanting levels. So one thing we'll need to capture for our fish tank is tropical fish. So we need a bunch of buckets so we can get so many tropical fish. 4 stacks of buckets. It's more than I have space in my inventory, but it should get us started. Luckily, we live right beside the coral ocean, so we have a huge opportunity to collect all the different things we need. There's so many tropical fish in here, and there's actually tons and tons and tons of things that we want here. Our goal is to get lots of different colors of fish. We don't want to just be boring and stick with just 1 or 2 colors. We want everything we can get. Now let's see if our hoe will work on this coral. Oh, this is why Aqua Affinity is helping. Imagine how long this would take without it. Well, unfortunately, it seems that even though this is Silk Touch Hoe, I kind of forgot how Minecraft works for a minute there, that even though it's Silk Touch, it's a hoe, so it doesn't work on things that need to be mined with a pickaxe. So, unfortunately, we got to keep trying for that Silk Touch pick so we can actually get some of this coral, or else we're just not going to be able to make it happen. While we're out here, we can get some tropical fish and some kelp and things like that. So, you know. So it's not a complete waste of time. I only need one of you. Boop. Minecraft is such a beautiful game. Hi, spawn house. I need to collect some sand so I can start making the glass for my fish tank, because we're going to need stacks and stacks of glass. See you on the other side. Alright, well that's the end of our episode for today. We've gotten quite a lot done. We managed to build the zombie spawner farm, and we even found a skeleton spawner farm. I wish we'd found that first. We would have just gone right to that instead of the zombie farm, but anyways, it's too late for that. So maybe next episode we will look into doing the same thing we did at the zombie farm, but now at the skeleton farm. We also managed to get a cool looking floor in our main entrance there. It's all ready for our awesome fish tank we're going to build. Our big, giant tropical aquarium. Unfortunately, our Silk Touch Hoe experiment did not go very well. Next episode, we're going to be looking for a Silk Touch pickaxe so we can actually manage to get some corals and not have to settle with this ridiculous Silk Touch Hoe. Doesn't help us with anything. Now that we've gotten to the point where we've finished most of that main room, we can start working on some of the other rooms. I want to do a connecting room between the main room and the enchanting table, so I don't have to keep jumping up this mountain, because I don't love doing that. So, that'll be our project for next time, and we might also have a special little project, because we have some axolotls that have been sitting in one of our chests for a really long time in the house, and I think it's about time that they get their own special little place. But that'll all be the next episode. Tune in, and you can join us for a little bit of an adventure. Well, until then, I'll see you next time. Bye!